Disclaimer. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Do not attempt this at home. Vitiated how to will not be responsible because you decided to be a cheap ass and not hire a professional.
On with the show.
How that free money wasn't free. Well, some of you know, especially the sorry asses that know, that got free money from 2019 ballpark to 2024. Yes, 2024, they're still getting the free money. Not all the states, but a lot of places are still getting it. So, why wasn't it free? Well, let's see. The ass clowns quit their jobs and got on unemployment. And unemployment is pulled off the current employer or your employer before then, whichever one accepts you to be able to do it. And there's a few other things that go along, but it's easy to explain this way. So there's that. So when there was a mass exodus of people quitting their jobs and getting the $600 a week unemployment, yes, it was $600. It was the $300 that was the regular unemployment, and it was the $300 government subsidized unemployment. So it made it $600. And who got it? The minimum wage class. Why? Because everybody else made $600 or more and had benefits, and to them it wasn't worth quitting their job and getting the $600 and not having medical and a lot of other stuff they were getting. So that was pretty much a no-brainer there. So that's why I say minimum wage class, because those are the ones that benefit from it. Everybody that I knew made more money. At least $600 take home, if not more. So there's that. So with that being said, and the money was coming from their current or previous employers, many employers couldn't afford it, and they ended up closing. The only ones that survived it were the corporations and LLCs like Walmart and Target and Myers and big corporations like that that were nationwide. Because why? We paid for it. That's right. Where do you think the inflation came from? Yep, that's right. And I know I'm gonna catch a lot of hell and a lot of hate, and yeah, you better go back and do your research. On average, inflation usually takes 20 years for it to get ridiculous like it is right now, and it took less than 4. Now, what generation is working right now that's between 20 and 35? Oh yeah, that's right. It's amazing what can happen when a generation puts their mind to it. You can fuck everybody else over. Now, why can't you use your brain like that for everything else that we need done? I don't understand it. If you ask clowns what you did there, and that try the cancellation of Kellogg's and a few other things, you would stop your president from giving away all your money that I'm paying for to all these other countries, and then inflation wouldn't be so bad. But anyway, you're going to say I'm wrong, and go figure it out yourself and look over the past 50 years since World War II when they started making income tax. Then figure it out, and then you'll see. Go back to what I was saying. So with that being said, all the little guys, like my friends, that had the small companies and small businesses that have been around 10, 15, 20 years, went under because they couldn't afford to pay non-workers a wage. So they just closed their business, and that was the end of it. And it killed a lot of businesses. So now, 4 years later, when a lot of places don't have to pay that unemployment, there are still some that do. Walmart's one of them. Around where I live, people quit Walmart, go collect unemployment after 2 weeks, and get like $400 or $500 a week. I mean, it's ridiculous. And the state I'm in now, the staff that are here are getting subsidized by the government. No wonder the goddamn taxes are so high. No wonder the toll roads fluctuate like California. I mean, here at one time the toll will be $3, and at 6:30 the toll was $13.50. When the hell did that shit start? Oh, that's right, this state acts like California. Never mind, it's time to move. It's ridiculous. But it is what it is, I guess. Eventually it'll level out. Or not. And why I say so much about the minimum wage class is because it's funny. It's not always been you guys. It's been some of the boomers. And shit like that, because I can remember back when I was in my 20s and I was working a place like Circle Jerk or Speed Hell or Ponda Soda or Mickey Dumbasses, something like that. But I didn't make minimum wage. First time I made minimum wage was at Ponda Soda, that garbage ass place. But I made minimum wage probably for about 3 months, 4 months. And then I got bumped up, so I didn't last long. And then I started at Taco Hell sometime later because I had a job in between, but I wasn't making minimum wage. I started at Taco Hell, and I think I made minimum wage for about a month. And then I got bumped up like $2. And all the other places that I've ever started at minimum wage, I've always got bumped up. Always got bumped up. So, with that being said, in those same jobs, well, it's mostly the convenience stores, there was a lot of minimum wage class whiners, because when they find out how much I made, they got real mad. And I tell them, like I'm telling you, you probably should have got a better education or made better choices in your life so you're not 35 and 40 years old working next to a 21-year-old or 22-year-old making minimum wage when they're making $3 more than you. Funny how that works. And they would get mad and say, hey, I didn't tell you to be 40 years old and come work at this damn job. That's not my fault you made poor choices. It's not my fault you're a damn felon. You couldn't keep your ass out of trouble as an adult. Couldn't stop using drugs. You couldn't stop getting caught stealing. None of that shit's my fault. You made all those poor decisions. I didn't. Hell, I knew better. I knew once I turned 18, you get in trouble, it's for life. So I got stupid trouble when I was young. I knew better. I learned from my cousins not to get in trouble as an adult. And I say this and people get mad and get mad and get mad. And I understand sometimes you make a mistake and the one mistake cost you. Believe me, I understand. It sucks. I understand because I knew somebody. She got in with the wrong crowd, got hooked with the wrong thing, and got into an addiction, and it cost her adulthood. And up until being 25 years old, she'd never been in trouble, ever. She'd never even been in trouble as a kid. She was a model student. But she hung around with the wrong people, got in with the wrong shit, and got hit with fraud and got 10 years. Fucked around. She got a year in county, got out with time served on the shelf, and got in trouble again for the same dumb shit. So she got 10 years. That was on the shelf. Poor decision? Absolutely. That was her fault. Ain't nobody's fault but her own. What's she doing now? Popping out kids because some dumbass married her. And she's still doing the same dumb shit. But now she's got her dealer living with her. So, there's that. And I can go on for days and days with stories like that. I mean, I've known a lot of people that back in my 20s that did that. And I'm sure my generation, because the way they are, I'm sure they made the poor decisions too. Hell, a lot of us did. But people like me, we recovered from it. We got the better jobs. We did what we did. And I still see those clowns in the convenience stores, and I know they're making about minimum wage. There's no way in hell they're making $20, $30 an hour, except in California maybe, and a few other places that bumped up the minimum wage. So if they bumped the minimum wage to $20, you're still making minimum wage. You're still the minimum wage class. I don't give a fuck what you make. If you make what the minimum wage is, you minimum wage class, flat out. So, in closing, and I will say this till I'm blue in the face, until I'm dead, we shouldn't have to pay for your poor decisions. We shouldn't. It's not our fault. You didn't get a better education. And I mean by better education, you don't have to go to college. I went to college for 1 year. Boring. Didn't like it. I got a trade. I had auto body, auto mechanics, electrician for 20 years. I was a cook for 15. And I did residential maintenance for 15. Yeah, I don't look like that. I'm that old, but yeah, I worked 2 and 3 jobs at a time. So I did what I did because that's my choice and that's what I wanted to do. And there's many others that is my age that have done it. Hell, I got a friend right now who works 3 jobs. And she's 52. Why? Because that's what she does. That's what she's always done. She's, shit, as long as I've known her, and I've known her 25 years. And she's just like me. It's what we do. Because we've been doing it since we were young. I'd been doing it since I was 7 or 8. My buddy has been in the restaurant business full time since he was 11. And then my other buddy at 65, he's been working since he was 9, I think. Because his mom was a single mom. So yeah, that's what we do. We don't want to cry about it and feel entitled about it and all this other. We just do what needs to be done. Is that a bootlicker? Absolutely not. We want what we want. We don't want a mediocre life so that we can sit there and complain because somebody else makes more money than us or because a corporation makes more money than us. If you ain't got no skin in the game and you ain't got no money in it, you ain't got no reason to complain about nothing because you have nothing.